Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description. Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric. I'm just going to talk about this great game that just came out, Celeste on the Nintendo Switch. My mind is completely blown. I've been live streaming it the past couple days or so, and I'm just, I can't stop thinking about it. I really love this game, and I decided to make a video. So let's go ahead and begin. So Celeste, at first glance, seems to be a game about climbing a mountain, and that's it. But you would be hard-pressed and very wrong if you were to think that. Now, Celeste is a cute little 8-bit, 16-bit quasi-retro platforming game that is also in the same genre of games like Super Meat Boy and The End Is Nigh and stuff like that. One of those challenging platformer games where death is amendment. You have to traverse different levels to make it to the exit and try not to die. Now, everything is out to kill you in Celeste. Just like in Super Meat Boy, as you progress, the game slowly becomes quite difficult. You see all sorts of different level design mechanics that are just out to get you, from spikes to moving platforms to different types of environmental hazards and things like that throughout the levels. There's about 7 chapters in Celeste, and as you progress, they become even more increasingly longer. Because at first it's like, okay, this ain't too bad, and then there's some levels where you're later on like, wow, this is taking forever. How much longer is this stage? But I will say this, not once did I ever feel that this game was a chore or tiring or very demoralizing. There's really something about the charm and beauty in Celeste, and I honestly think a lot of it is in the level design. As far as the whole genre of Super Meat Boy and games just like that, Celeste has them all beat. I've never seen a game in this type of genre. I don't even know what it's called. Is it called like platforming, like Death 2000 spam? I don't know what the hell it is. You're gonna die a lot, but the level design is brilliant. The way that it's all set up, that, you know, the basic mechanics of the game are given to you in the prologue. You can dash. You do like a dash that you can even jump in air and dash. You jump. You're able to climb for a certain amount of time. You know, you have stamina. You're only allowed to climb walls for a certain amount of time, and that's it. The rest is up to you to use the level design in order to progress, and it starts off quite simple at first, but then, as I mentioned, there's certain elements such as moving platforms. There's like objects that you can actually glide through, and you can even climb them when you're not dashing. There's orbs that fly around on the screen. All sorts of different stuff. Each stage slowly introduces some new mechanic, and it's well done. It's going to make you use your noggin quite a bit, because you are going to absolutely use a lot of trial and error in this game. It's going to be frustrating, but it's well rewarding. Now, as with any game like this, there's little incentives for the completionists out there. There's little strawberries scattered throughout the level for you to pick up. There's even like a little cassette tape hidden in each stage that gives you a B-side version of the stage, which essentially is a even harder version of the level that you're in. And when I was playing this, I was doing it on live stream, and a lot of my audience that played it before me clued me in that the beauty in Celeste is actually not just in its level design, but in its plot. And I think that's also where Celeste stands out compared to games like Super Meat Boy, is that the narrative is actually really good in this game. And I don't want to get into spoilers or too much detail, but let's just say that there's an underlying theme that is actually quite sad, that involves mental issues and mental disorders, things like that. It's actually a lot more serious of a game plot than I actually thought about walking in, which is why I say there's more to Celeste than actually just climbing a mountain. And that's all I'm going to say with the plot point. But back to the way this game looks, it's in that neo-retro look where it's like an 8-bit, 16-bit type of thing. It's very beautiful. You can see a lot of detail for what the pixelated graphics are in the backgrounds, the stage design, the colors. You can actually feel warm at certain points of the game, and then you can feel very somber and sad at certain dark and cold points. Needless to say, each level has about 20 screens or so, maybe even more. There's 7 chapters, as I mentioned, so you're going to be spending a lot of time getting through a lot of these levels. There's a lot of replayability in the fact that you can go back and try to collect some of these harder to get strawberries. Believe me, there's no way that I'm going to be 100%ing this game anytime soon. I just was totally caught off guard with how amazing it is. I did see other reviews from like Nintendo Life and IGN and them. They're giving it 10 out of 10s and near perfect scores. And after playing it for quite some time, I gotta say, while I personally don't think that this is a perfect game, it is about as solid as it can get for a game on any platform. This is not just on the Nintendo Switch, it's also on Steam, and it's a game that actually surprised me. I'm not typically into this type of genre of game, but after hearing so many recommendations with Celeste and hearing my subscribers request me to be able to play it and try it out for them on live stream, I was very pleasantly surprised. And you know, this game controls beautifully. As I mentioned, it gives you all of your basic abilities right from the beginning, and it's very easy to learn. That's the thing that I like with this game, is that it's easy to learn, you know, the basic mechanics, but due to the great and amazing level design, it's hard to master. And in my opinion, perfecting, you know, easy to learn controls with excellent challenging level design is what makes a game great. And the people that made Celeste hit the nail on the head. This was as fine-tuned of a game as it can get. A lot of the devs did not feel cheap at all because of how brilliant the design was with these puzzles. It's like a puzzle in every room, and you know, it's as you progress, you get more of the story, more of the dialogue, which the dialogue in the story is charming and excellent. Like, actually reading what the NPCs are saying is actually worthwhile in this. Usually I skip a lot of what these games have when I see dialogue and stuff. Yeah, I know, I'm guilty of tapping A during any dialogue, but Celeste kept me very entranced, and it was, you know, those moments between all of the grinding and actually completing these long levels, when you get that story and that dialogue in between, it was really rewarding, and it actually kept me wanting to go. It's like, wow, I'm trying to piece all these pieces of the plot, and overall, I think Celeste was a great gameplay experience that needs to be played. I've heard lots of different websites talking about it, lots of different people talking about it. This definitely is a game that is worth keeping in your Nintendo Switch library, and I mean, so much replay value as far as completion goes, so much fun, dialogue. If you like dying in games, this is for you. Me personally, I went out of my comfort zone to try out Celeste, and I was amazingly surprised. I think it's well worth the price. It's definitely worth checking out. Be sure to pick up Celeste in your Nintendo Switch eShop library. Right now it's 20 bucks. I mean, it's a little bit pricier than a lot of the other titles, but it's money well worth spent. And well, guys, that's it for today's review. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, comment, like, and thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out. I'll see you next video. Have a great day.